All right, thanks, Garrett. Looking forward to that report. So for one family in the stands, today wasn't just the first game of the season. It was the game of a lifetime. Reporter Kim Foley is in the news center to explain why today turned into a dream come true for this family. Kim?
Well, Megan, the Bryant family is a dedicated group of Husker fans, and they have been for generations. Only today they found themselves rooting for the Owls and wearing blue. It's a game the Bryant family has been waiting for.
We knew about this schedule 2 years ago.
Florida Atlantic at Nebraska.
We're Nebraska fans, but today we bleed blue today.
The road to Saturday's tailgate actually started back in the 50s when a man named Charles Bryant played for the Huskers. His sons Robbie and Parnell grew up cheering on Big Red, something they passed down to their children.
Around the right side, cuts.
At Memorial Stadium 50 years later, a dream come true for the Bryant family.
Nice play made by Brandon Bryant.
Brandon Bryant, a college athlete, took the field in his cleats just like his grandfather, while his entire family cheered from the stands.
It's heartwarming to see Brandon be able to play on the home field and to play my grandfather's legacy.
Brandon may have been wearing blue, but he finally got to play on the same field his grandfather did decades before.
Brandon Bryant, the Omaha native.
They know that Brandon's from Omaha, and I think they'll be cheering for the Huskers, but they'll be inside their hearts, they'll be rooting for Brandon.
Family and friends from around the country made the trip to watch history come full circle.
To be able to see any young man's, especially Brandon's dream come true, it's a great day for everybody. And as you can see, it's a family event. We're all out here to celebrate and enjoy what it means to Brandon and the entire Bryant family.
Now, about 150 of Bryant family and friends were in the stands today. In the news center, Kim Foley, KMTV Action 3 News.
Great story. Thanks, Kim. We know him as the 8-year-old who scored a touchdown in Nebraska's spring game last year. Jack Hoffman is now one of a handful of children enrolled in a cancer treatment trial. The Omaha World-Herald reports that Jack is the 4th child enrolled in the clinical trial at Boston Children's Hospital. He's one of 14 children around the world who have taken this medication being tested in children. Jack's family announced earlier this month his brain cancer had returned. The violence continued in Omaha. For the 3rd day in a row, someone has been shot. It is the 4th shooting this week. Police say one man has died of his injuries tonight after being shot near 24th and Pratt. Officers were flagged down while driving in the area around 5:30 tonight to respond to a shooting. They found an adult male outside suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Police later arrested their suspect. Officers said it looks like the suspect and the victim knew each other. Omaha police officers on patrol last night witnessed a shooting at 30th and Ames and quickly caught their shooter. Officers saw a group of 7 or 8 male parties fighting in the parking lot just east of Phil's Foodway around 9:45. The officers then witnessed a male suspect emerge from a maroon SUV and fire 2 shots, hitting Antonio Taylor. On foot and by car, police and OPD's gang unit chased the shooter and stopped him near 33rd and Grand Avenue. Officers arrested Tyrone Brooks for firing the shots and Yvonne Moore. The victim, Antonio Taylor, went to UNMC in very serious condition. A man has died of his injuries after losing control of a motorcycle along I-29. Council Bluffs police shut down the interstate this afternoon to investigate the crash. They found Todd Ronfelt seriously injured near a motorcycle on the on-ramp from North 16th Street. Officers say Ronfelt may have been riding alongside another biker in the northbound lanes of I-29. The other person appeared to have lost control, and Ronfelt tried to avoid the crash. Ronfelt lost control of his bike, left the northbound lanes, went through a median, and went airborne, crashing onto the ramp. He was not wearing a helmet. New at 10, an Omaha father is relieved a speed bump is more visible to drivers tonight. 3 years ago, Jim Welsh lost his son in a motorcycle accident. Jim said his son Patrick drove his friend's bike over an unmarked speed bump, lost control, crashed, and died. After 3 years of negotiating with the city, changes were finally made to the speed bump.
Yeah, it doesn't bring Patrick back, but it wasn't all in vain, and I know that nobody else could potentially suffer the same thing that he did.
The speed bump is near the softball fields in Tranquility Park. Jim said his son Patrick was wearing a helmet. The deadline is quickly approaching in a stalemate that could leave some Nebraskans paying out of pocket for health care, and there is no deal in sight. Blue Cross Blue Shield said late yesterday afternoon it had stopped negotiations with Catholic Health Initiatives, the owner of Allegiant Creighton. The two sides have been in talks since April. The insurance company says CHI's costs are 30% higher than average. CHI claims it will actually save $55 million over 2 years. Come Monday, Blue Cross Blue Shield customers will have to pay out of pocket for CHI services. Human trials of an experimental Ebola vaccine will begin next week. Doctors say the first tests will be done at the National Institutes of Health in Maryland.
We're going to start the study on the vaccine here. Then very soon thereafter, they're going to start in the UK. And the UK is then going to use sites that we have in Mali and the Gambia.
Experts say the goal is to develop a vaccine that will prevent humans from contracting Ebola. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has raked in buckets and buckets of donations, $94 million and counting in just under a month. Donations to the ALS Association are 34 times higher now compared to this time last year. Elizabeth Cohen shows us why this fundraiser has been so successful.